Hello, my name is Sophia Kambali. I'm a TV journalist and I've represented Parkinson Canada in various capacities over the past 10 years since my late grandfather was diagnosed. And I'm so grateful to be here with you today, celebrating fundraising success and supporting those in our lives with Parkinson's. Thank you for joining the Parkinson Canada Virtual SuperWalk. Today, we come together to show that a diagnosis doesn't stop us from living. Today is the day we show how much we can do together. Thank you for showing your support for Canadians, all Canadians living with Parkinson's. However you walk today, this opening ceremony is designed to celebrate you, the impact that you have made personally, and the collective impact that all of our SuperWalk participants have on Parkinson's. We are going to do this together. The one thing constant in the Parkinson's journey is change. It impacts everyone differently and affects entire families who must now cope with things being outside their control. If you or someone you know has Parkinson's, this is something you know all too well, and you don't let obstacles stand in your way. We've assembled tools and resources so you can celebrate SuperWalk in person, at home, in your neighborhood, or even create your own community gathering. Throughout these opening ceremonies, we will be sharing videos produced by Parkinson Canada and introducing you to several people who care just as much as all of you do about a world without Parkinson's. Today's virtual opening ceremony is designed to get you ready to host a walk in whatever way works for your family, your neighborhood, or your community. This first video features Karen Lee and was created for Parkinson Awareness Month.
Over 100,000 Canadians live with Parkinson's. We have one of the highest rates in the world. My name is Karen Lee. I'm the CEO of Parkinson Canada. My late grandfather lived with Parkinson's disease, and I know very well the importance of family and how they have to come together to support one another, but most importantly, the person living with Parkinson's. That is why I am dedicated and committed to ensuring Parkinson Canada continues to empower those living with Parkinson's. Each year, our programs and services reach over 10,000 people. We are a community. We are here not only for the person living with Parkinson's, but their family, friends, and their care network to ensure we all continue to thrive. Our advocacy efforts are focused on raising the voices of people affected by Parkinson's. Our Parkinson Advisory Council is made up of people affected by Parkinson's from across the country. They bring a diverse background and experience, but most importantly, they provide me and the organization with advice on topics that are important to them and their community. As a scientist, I know the importance of investing in bold and novel ideas that lead to breakthrough discoveries. At the same time, bringing researchers, clinicians, and people living with Parkinson's to collaborate to push the needle in our understanding of Parkinson's disease. We invest in the next generation of researchers and clinicians to ensure that we continuously understand the Parkinson's disease and also the care management of people affected by Parkinson's. When I'm in the community, I want people to know that Parkinson Canada is with them in every step of their journey with Parkinson's disease. People often ask, when is the right time to connect with Parkinson Canada? Is it when they have their first diagnosis? Is it when their symptoms get worse? Or is it when they need more information and resources? The answer is now. Researchers and clinicians are working tirelessly to find a cure. Meanwhile, every single day, 25 more Canadians are diagnosed with Parkinson's. Our goal is to empower people affected by Parkinson's to live well now.
Parkinson Canada's research program helps researchers in their search for new and better treatments for those living with Parkinson's. In 2021, we invested in 17 researchers and clinicians, totaling $790,000. With support from generous donors, we continue to fund research dedicated to finding a cure and improving the quality of life for people affected by Parkinson's.
I was always fascinated by the brain as a student, and it was actually my first research experience as an undergraduate student. It was in a Parkinson's lab.
One of the reasons why I headed down this path was that lack of disease-modifying therapies that, was very evident to me when I was deciding what kind of neurologist to be.
This is a brain disease where we can only offer symptomatic therapy, and it's long overdue that we put a dent into it. My dream is that in the future, as you and I can get a cholesterol test to determine whether we're at higher risk or lower risk of having a cardiac event or having a stroke, we want to be able to apply a high or low risk score to determine whether you're at risk of Parkinson's down the road. I told my wife on a number of occasions that I'm not going to retire until we put the first dent into this illness, even if it takes me another 15 or 20 years.
I really felt that more work needed to be done in how we care for patients from a very holistic perspective. You can't rehab the body without taking into account things like anxiety and grief and depression and low motivation and apathy, which are so common in Parkinson's. There's lots of specialists and experts across the country who are doing some cool work, and so Parkinson Canada has been really instrumental in the last 5 years in bringing those people together at the table.
Parkinson Canada was really instrumental for me, as probably for many researchers across Canada in when I was starting. So I received the New Investigator Award, and as the name implies, it's awarded to new investigators. That award was used to fuel a very important project that's actually still ongoing in my lab. It's focused on a genetic form of Parkinson's disease caused by a gene called LRRK2 or LRRK2. So if you saw a patient who had typical Parkinson's disease or LRRK2 Parkinson's disease, they look very, very similar. But when these patients go to autopsy, the pathology can be very different.
Parkinson Canada took a chance on us to actually study this thing that is a little bit controversial, and we've actually found some really cool findings. So centered around the idea that alpha-synuclein, when it goes into the nucleus of these cells, it can actually be toxic. Thanks to this funding, we were able to make those initial discoveries, and we've actually built on that to apply for additional funding from the Government of Canada.
They're like one of the many connections that we have, but the one that I think the most aligns with our mandate. And that allyship is really, really important, and I think a lot of interesting projects are going to come out of that coming down the road.
Thank you. Now let's hear why SuperWalk is important to our SuperWalk participants.
So why should you support the SuperWalk?
Because it gives you a sense of community.
There is safety in numbers.
It's a humbling experience.
Everyone's excited and they bond over the walk.
As I've met a lot of people at the walk that I never knew 8 years ago, and we're still we're friends now.
There is so much joy in knowing that you are not alone, and to also know that you are taking one small step forward to the cure. It's right around the corner.
I want you to know that there's a team of dedicated researchers in Canada studying this disease and hoping one day to find out things that will help us move towards a cure.
If you live almost to 90 years old, and a lot of us in this country will, you have a 1 in 15 chance of getting Parkinson's disease.
I want to see the walk be huge. That's what I want. I want to see the walk make millions. Because that's what it's going to take. Research. And research isn't cheap.
When we are there, we'll be able to look back and say that we helped make that happen.
We need you to help.
I'm joining SuperWalk.
I am joining SuperWalk.
I'm joining SuperWalk.
No matter what, I'm joining SuperWalk. Won't you help?
No matter what, we can't do this alone. Thank you for your support.
And thank you to our sponsor, Burnbrae Farms, for their ongoing partnership for 15 years. Burnbrae Farms and Parkinson Canada promote overall brain health for Canadians, and specifically Canadians living with Parkinson's. A few staff members at Burnbrae also have personal connections to Parkinson's. Here's what Margaret and Sonia have to say.
Hi, I'm Margaret Hudson, president of Burnbrae Farms. We are a sixth-generation Canadian family business that has been farming in Canada since 1891. With 9 facilities in 5 provinces, we are proud to supply Canadians with safe, nutritious, affordable eggs. We've been a national sponsor of Parkinson's Canada for more than 15 years. Together with Parkinson's Canada, we promote overall brain health for Canadians, and specifically for those living with Parkinson's disease. Evidence suggests that omega-3 fatty acids, like those found in fish, flax, and of course our omega-3 enriched eggs, may have neuroprotective properties. You will find our eggs in grocery stores across Canada. This year, our family and colleagues will be joining you for the Parkinson SuperWalk and walking our own way.
Burnbrae Farms has been a national sponsor for over 15 years. Together with Parkinson's Canada, we promote brain health for Canadians and specifically for those living with Parkinson's disease. This year, many of our colleagues will be participating in Parkinson's Canada SuperWalk and at an in-person location across the country or virtually using the Walk in a Box toolkit. My grandmother passed away of Parkinson's disease, so Parkinson's Canada is very near and dear to my heart. Thank you for supporting the SuperWalk, and we look forward to you joining us on September the 10th. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. And thank you to Will Isaacs. He's our superstar champion in Winnipeg. Folks, he's just 12 years old and he continues to support the walk in memory of his grandfather. Here's Will's story.
Hi, my name is Will and I am 12 years old. I've been doing the Parkinson SuperWalk for 10 years now. The reason I started doing the SuperWalk is because one day I noticed my grandpa had a shaky hand. So I asked my mom what it was and she said it was Parkinson's. So then we decided to look up what we could do to help and we saw the SuperWalk. So things that we've been doing to raise money for it was when I was younger I did a lemonade stand. Now I do a lot of weeding and house setting and more. So this is a picture of my grandpa. He died last year. And I don't want other kids to lose their grandparents to Parkinson's or other loved ones. So every dollar counts if you donate. And thank you for watching. Bye.
Will, thank you for that. Your message was bang on. Joining us today and planning your walks in your home, neighborhoods, and communities speaks to your ability to adapt, your perseverance, and the collective will of the Parkinson community to make a difference. Thanks to you, families learn that there is help and hope through a network of community support groups across the country, local programming, and information and referral line to answer questions about how to adjust to diagnosis, helpful treatment, and medication programs available because of critical research that you help support and advocacy efforts that make sure that these are all accessible for everyone. Nearly 11,000 Canadians are diagnosed with Parkinson's every year. 11,000. And with more than 100,000 Canadians living with Parkinson's already. And that number is only expected to grow. The need for support is so important. Now, exercise is such an important piece in the Parkinson journey. We're going to get warmed up now before we start the walk. Let's stretch, let's crank up the tunes, and have Lance from Parkinson Canada help get us ready.
Good morning, Canada. My name's Lance Fontaine. I'm here to warm you up for this fantastic Parkinson Canada SuperWalk Day. Let's start off with a march. Knees up high. Looking good. All right. How could we make this a little more challenging? Let's bring it wide. And narrow. Wide. And narrow. No arms. Just our legs. We're going to convert into some heel taps. So tap and down. There you go. Woo! Feel that blood flowing through your body. Feeling great. 4, 3, 2, and 1. March it out. All right, that's it from me, gang. I look forward to seeing all your pictures, hearing all your stories. Have a great walk.
There is joy and there is hope in knowing that you are not alone. Thank you for joining thousands of SuperWalk participants across the country as we walk toward a world without Parkinson's, and to our national merchandise sponsor, Burnbrae Farms, and to all our local sponsors across the country, thank you. Now's the time you've been waiting for. We're about to count you down and then cheer you on for your walk. We wish you all the best and can't wait to see your photos. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go!